Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck here with USA Global TV, home of Talking Heads. And welcome to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. Our show today is Celebrate Great Britain Royally Rich Show. And our co-hosts are here as well, Ian Pelham Turner and Helena Chard. Welcome.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Florida is serving you very well. Your complexion is incredible this afternoon. You look wonderful.
You are.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so good. It's been a few weeks, so it's lovely to be back with you.
Yes, it has been. It's been 2 or 3 weeks, I think, but you're both looking very well.
I've got a
this
cold.
This one has got a cold. I'm so mad with him.
I've got a cold.
He turned up sneezing.
What?
I know there's nothing you can do, but you know.
So if I get a sneezing fit during the show, you'll have to forgive me.
We'll let you
Oh, no.
I know.
It's going to happen. It's almost Christmas. So here, it's all very twinkly here in Great Britain, Dr. Jacalyn. I don't know what it's like with you, but it's like I think everyone's going to town. Everyone wants it to be, wants the twinkles and the fun and the family and Christmas. I think people are actually looking for. In fact, I'm even looking forward to it. And I'm not particularly, I'm not normally somebody who goes full out for Christmas, but I think just the twinkles and lights and just seeing the Christmas trees out. People are making a big thing about the windows as well, especially where I live. Families, children, they're decorating their big main windows in the front of the houses, and it's actually creating more of a community, which I think is really lovely. It's not really been done before, so yeah, that's been lovely. I know that we've been. I've been to. Remember, we had Frederica Krum, our wonderful performer, mezzo soprano performer, invited us to a lovely concert last week, which was brilliant. It was such good fun, and it was with the Chelsea pensioners, which was lovely meeting them. They've got such great stories, and hopefully as well we'll have them on the show because it's amazing the stories that they tell. But it was a fantastic time. And there's lots of other concerts as well. It's all very Christmassy. I know we're not quite there yet. I know that Kate Middleton's special Christmas Carol concert at Westminster is going to be aired for Christmas. But the unusual thing is it's actually going to be aired on ITV rather than BBC. So there is a little bit of a struggle there that's going on. Which is, in a way we just have to giggle, but it's to do with a recent documentary, I think, that was aired on BBC, and I think there's a little bit of a grievance going on, and I feel rightly so. So now it's been moved to ITV, which is always quite interesting.
Normally these things would be put on by what you would regard in America as PBS, public broadcasting. So ITV is our commercial network in Britain itself. So apparently I've been watching this documentary that the BBC produced that has highly annoyed the royal family over the differences between Harry and William at the moment. And so that they talked to a lot of experts about it and working out what's really caused them this time. So it's interesting times at the palace. Let's call it that.
And it's called The Princes and the Press. And I think what's happened is there needed to be a little bit more research into the whole documentary. So there's been statements put out. But anyway, so there's been lots of other things going on in the world as well. We've had Prince Charles, obviously in Barbados. So we've got Barbados's nation's now first president is Dame Sandra Mason, and I think that Her Majesty the Queen left a really lovely message with Prince Charles in this open air ceremony, which was yesterday, is it, or the other day?
Yeah.
So the new Republic's president, Dame Sandra Mason. Don't know what I think about it, but you know, it's the modern world, isn't it?
It is the modern world, and I think that a very good story dropped today, and apparently it's happened a little while ago now. But one of our TV channels has been reporting this afternoon that there was some building work going on at Windsor Castle, and the builders were just doing their whatever they were doing at that time, and the Queen walked past, and one of the builders didn't recognise the Queen and thought that she was a lady in waiting instead, and turned around and asked for a cup of tea. So, and apparently, according to the story this afternoon, the Queen humbly obliged, serving them tea, well, no doubt from bone china, Buckingham Palace teacups as well. So the Queen does have a sense of humour right now at the same time.
I think the story was reported by the upholsterer who saw it. The Queen didn't actually say anything. Her Majesty the Queen didn't say anything. So funny.
Oh.
But we have some lovely guests today.
We
so
do,
I'm
indeed.
thrilled. I'm thrilled that they can join us. I think possibly we should bring them out, should we?
Let's bring the trio out.
That would be good. So we have, I think, because here we are.
There we are.
Hi.
So lovely that you can be with us. So we have Lily. Do you want to introduce everybody?
I will introduce everybody because I know them. They're great people and they're all friends of ours as well. So left to right, we have Peter Jonas, we have Lily Patrascu, and Harry Sardinas. Well,
yay!
So you're all waving away this afternoon, and it's this is the first time we've had three guests on at the same time.
Yes.
So, Jacalyn, well done. Nobody was more surprised than Helena and I when we suddenly saw these three beaming faces at the same time.
It's because we love to be in TV, that's why. We could be five, yeah.
They sit on each other's laps.
No, absolutely. No pushing each other off the screen. I know you three.
We come from, Harry comes from Cuba, and in Cuba, it's quite common to have even 5 or 7 people in a car. So we know how to make things work.
I love that.
Anyway, so let's start. So we can start with Harry and Lily to start off with, please. So Harry, first of all, you've had the most incredible journey. You came from Cuba, you went to Spain, then you came to Britain. You met Lily. Lily has kept you in order for the past 9 years, or tried to. So tell me a little bit about your story in the first place.
So, first of all, thank you so much, Jacalyn, Helen, and Ian for the invitation to the show. It's a pleasure for us to be here. And also thank you so much to the audience for wherever you are in the world. So my journey has been a roller coaster, actually, because coming from Cuba, then I went to Spain to live there for 5 years, and after I came to London, and here my English, I didn't speak any English at all. I think that they refused me even to work from McDonald's, so this is one of the most sad days of my life, right? So I was not even good enough to work in McDonald's. I was so depressed, but somehow I managed to pick up. I read a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, and taught me a little bit about property. So I developed property business, and in that journey, I decided to write the book. And I was looking who can help me, and Lily sat next to me in a book writing conference, and the rest is a story. We've been together for 9 years, and we created this worldwide movement, Speakers and Leaders. Your voice can transform the world, where we do workshops in Singapore, Mexico, Peru, here UK, and has been a worldwide success, I have to say. and but most important, the pleasure to be the source of empowering people, of actually build the confidence, their strength. And here, for example, in UK, they do survey, and people prefer to die than to speak in public. So we are dealing as the speakers and leaders with the biggest fear that a human being can have, which is the public speaking. Also, fearing from speaking in front of the camera. And we turn this situation around, empowering everyone. We have 99% success rate of our attendees, and this is my life story, just empowering people in the daily basis to overcome fear and to have this strength that will help them to achieve better life, better results.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to hear your story. That's great. Also, I know, Lily, you've had a remarkable journey as well. So it would just be lovely. And I know that you're from Romania. It would be great to be able to, if you were able to tell us about your story too. We'd love to know.
Yes, so my name is Lily Patrascu, and I come from Romania, and I came from Romania with 2 suitcases full of hopes and dreams and 100 euros in my pocket. And I was looking for a better life until I reached London, and I was so excited. And for a long time, it felt like it was my time now, because I was having so much fun working as an au pair, working for some of the wealthiest families in London and around London. And during that time, I managed to travel around the world and have a lot of fun. And it was only when a few years later, about 8 years later, that I started to think, what have I really achieved in my life? And the answer was nothing. So I decided I was going to leave a legacy. I really was super focused on what can I do to leave a legacy, because it felt like I had done nothing. So I decided to publish my first book, which was called Meet the Nanny. And from that moment, that book gave me the opportunity to meet Harry, and then much later to manage his property business, his English school, and his career advice part of the business. And through that, I managed to help more than 2,000 people to find their first job and accommodation and enough English to find their first job. But 5 years later, I realized that's not really what I'm passionate about, because I had maxed out everything that was possible to do with that job. So I decided that I wanted to be an international speaker and to leverage the fact that I love writing. So I started writing and publishing books for other people and speaking around the world. And since then, we've managed to reach more than 1 million people in Facebook and social media, and more than 10,000 people around the world. And every single year, we get invited to speak in 10 more countries as well.
And Peter, coming on to you for a minute, because you've got an incredible story as well right now. You came from Cape Town, South Africa. You had to deal with apartheid. You became what's known as an artistic, person who also wanted to enter politics and talk about strategies and how to change the world as a creative activist. So can you just tell us a little bit, first of all, about what it's like to have lived in that period, but also you've got a major exhibition that I know Harry and Lily are going to be part of as well in 2 or 3 days' time. If you can talk about that as well, please.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to chat to all of you, and especially thank you to Harry and Lily for being not just helping and supporting, but being real sincere friends. We're also doing some business transactions. I'm currently traveling in 2 spaces. One is asset management and finance and bringing the money to the deal. And then also working as an artist almost full-time right now, focusing on the creativity to bring other people, individuals together to support the greater growth of a lot of people around the world. Now, I did get some good opportunities working in San Francisco, having a solo show in Zurich in Switzerland many years ago when Nelson Mandela had come out of prison. I had met him on 3 occasions actually. And so I was quite fortunate that there was always a collide, either with a high school or the church I was in, and I'm sitting in the next bench, and so those opportunities, even he's shaking my son's hand with my son sitting on my shoulders at a mass rally. So, it's, I'm currently working on developing a group of artists that can work synergistically. And Harry and Lily had said that the idea of doing promulgating the whole artistic trend in the world is called the Roots, and it focuses on the roots and the dreams and the vision of people. And so, to distantiate myself for a moment, I think it's more about the larger play for all of us, that we can inculcate the norms and values that we think are successful through their vision with speakers or leaders, getting people to give a voice to their genius or their talent. And then if you're working in a township where there's not much resources, we'd like to provide the opportunity via the Roots and the charitable organizations that we are aligned to extricate the value for them and put them in the right direction. So it's not just an art exhibition with a lot of philanthropists and high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth, in fact, that have phoned me to say we are coming on Friday night. So I think we've oversubscribed, to be honest. We were told, look, 100 people, it's quite a bit in this space in the embassy. It may be a little bit more, I guess, but we won't say too much about that. The vision, the point of the art is not just to celebrate what I've done and focus on what individuals can do, but it's an inspirational journey. And that's what we hope to elicit from this whole experience. And then if we do some networking with the ultra high networks to change countries like Cuba or South Africa or Kenya or Dubai, where we can bring value to the equation, that's what we will focus on at this juncture. So it's more than just a pretty little art show. The pieces are, they're moderately priced, up to 60,000 a piece, but they are pieces that are going up in value. So I think somebody will make a lot of money. Hopefully they do. And so we want to be part of that journey and give some of that money to 1 or 2 charities that I've earmarked, and some of the philanthropic people in our network have decided to help augment. So, sorry, that was a long, blurby speech, spontaneously made up, but hopefully there's some nuggets of value for people out there listening.
There definitely is. So I'm sort of intrigued. So how did you all join forces? How does it work?
It was a serendipitous thing. Sorry, I let speak. One of my colleagues in the asset management company in Mayfair, Berkeley Square, said to me, you know what, I don't know if this thing is for me. Don't you? I know you quite connected to a lot of interesting people. These people are connected to interesting people. I think you'll like Lily, and you definitely will like Harry. He's a fun guy. And this young guy said, I live far away. Why don't you go? Because it's on your journey home. And I said, you know what? I've got enough friends, but I think I might go to this one. It's something different. And I came there nearly 2 months ago, and I met people like Ian and others through Harry and Lily. And that serendipitous moment of not wanting to go somewhere, and then you go there, and it changes a lot of how you think about things. And it opens up other avenues that hitherto were not available, but they're different avenues to what I traditionally would tread.
Okay, so Lily and Harry, I mean, as you know, I come to some of your events as well, and they are very, very popular events as well. What gave you the idea in the first place, and what strengths do you think all 3 of you have right now? Lily, for example, to start.
So the idea was actually Harry's, because he thought, why don't we leverage the fact that we have an amazing venue that we can use, that is a luxury venue, and why don't we bring opportunities and investors together? The reason for that is because we have a lot of authors and speakers that we were wanting to support so they can raise funding for their business. And for example, I have an author that is raising 10 million, another author that's raising 20 million for different projects. And we were thinking, why don't we support those people in order to get the investors they really need to grow their business? And through that, we decided together, okay, let's do the events in a venue that we like, and that's how we started. Now, what I bring to the table, I think, is organization. I think to the point of OCD. Yeah. I think it's, I have everything organized in my house, so organized that most cleaners do not stay beyond 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I just ask another question? It's a cheeky question. Who's the boss in your household?
Well, Harry realized only a few weeks ago that that he's the boss and I'm the boss of the boss. Right?
Oh, I love that.
That's how it works.
But it took him 9 years to figure this out.
Oh yeah.
And I knew this all along. I mean, that's the first thing. And the thing that I really bring to the table is that intuitive spirit, because I think Harry takes a few seconds to consider anyone family. And for me, I'm more of a guardian angel for him, because I'm always looking out for him and making sure that the relationships he's creating are the right ones. Whereas for Harry, he's open for everyone. He has 100% acceptance. He's very generous. He's very fun. And I'm also fun as well, but secretly. So most people just don't know about it. That's why I call myself the funny introvert. I'm funny, but nobody knows about it. And then I think intelligence also connects us, and Harry has the speed of implementation, which I think I haven't seen anyone do. For me, I'm more of a planner and organizer, and I think I bring that spirit where, you know, he will say, oh, I'm going to do things right now. And what I'm going to say is, this could go wrong, this other thing could go wrong. And that way we prevent a lot of things that could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a teamwork, right? So we've been together for 9 years. Before Lily was the manager of my property business, and now we have different companies together. And it's this sense to help each other, right? To one support to each other. I think that organization is not my thing, actually. So, and I move really fast, like Lily says. So by the time that people are planning, I'm already executing, right? I think that I learned that, that was my way to do business before I met Lily, right? So I implement really fast, and then when things didn't work, then I improve it down the line, where having a planner is a big benefit, right? And I think that on the stage, even when we go to Latin America, we notice that sometimes I do the conference speaking about leadership, and Pauline speaking and empowerment. Lily usually speaks about sales and book publishing and personal brand. But we have been asked a lot in Latin America to go to the stage together. And I think that the reason why these net high luxury networking events that we're organizing lately here in the cinema of our house are being successful is because we are doing it together. Lily and I, we're sharing the stage, and we're doing something that we call a team teaching. So where we go both to the stage and we interact with the audience spontaneously. And people love that. In Latin America, they asking us again and again, say, no, separate, no, both of you on the stage and teach together. This is, I think that Lily and I, we have different styles from conference, I have to say. Lily, when she's speaking, people take thousands of notes. Yes, I remember when we spoke in Mexico, the one of the head of the university was driving us back home, and I asked him. I said he was driving us to the airport. Sorry, and I asked him, "What do you think about the speeches?" They said, "Lily, you're amazing. Look how many pages. Look, 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page." And I asked him, "What do you think about my one?" He said, "Oh, yours was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I just learned." So with my one, he has a lot of fun, and he only learned one thing. With Lily, maybe it was not that fun, but he took thousands of notes, right? So we have a different style. How
it's so fun. It's lovely to hear how you work together, because you can see you're a really great team, which is fun. What do you think you've learned? What if you could share that with us?
Perhaps starting with Peter.
Sort of what lessons?
Yeah.
Peter. Thanks. It's a hard act to follow. They really, that yin and yang dichotomy, and also his Kaizen approach of learning, doing something fast and then fixing whatever goes pear-shaped. Lily is almost the preventative buffer for that. And I think just getting to know the two of them and working in a way which is so symbiotic is the thing that really resonates with me. I feel like I'm getting my my MBA sort of in a natural way with the two of them. It's like logical learning outside the frame of a a college like Henley College or Harvard or something. So I'm learning a lot from the two of them. But at the same time, I think we all bring different elements to the table, and I think that's the beauty of this synergy for now. But they're a couple, and they're lovely, and so I mean that's.
Can I just ask them, Peter, because obviously you've had a lot of experience with apartheid and from before.
Yes.
What type of thing did you learn from that? Because I know you introduced a lot of that style of the people who were involved in that in your paintings these days as well.
Yes.
But yeah, what brought you to London, and what was the sort of the big lessons you had to learn to actually survive during that period?
I think it was just, when you immersed in something. I was actually shot with a rubber bullet by the police. They were trying to shoot Bishop Desmond Tutu and another gentleman called Alan Bussack, who was on the same field with 1,500 people. And a friend and I were running behind them to escape the tear gas while we were training as teachers, and they came to this actual event. Now, one of the paintings, for argument's sake, is called Trojan Horse, which you alluded to, Ian. And that painting is more than just wars in Afghanistan and atrocities that are happening around the world. It's about how to create your own virtual Trojan horse to protect you from not online threats in that particular way, but protect you from societal threats and things that are happening to all of us in a strange way. And the pressures of apartheid are echoed in a microcosm in our lives here in London, as we've all alluded to the fact that, the masks and everything else. But I think that as an artist, there are two things that you have to do. You should comfort the disturbed. That's the one thing that I could extrapolate from that experience. And then and I read this quote, so I'm just stealing it gloriously, but disturb the comfortable. So art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. And I think in a British microcosm, that is what we're all used to and au fait with. But we need to look logically at what our purpose is, as Lily alluded to the fact that you got to leave a legacy. And I told my kids that, and I said, it starts small, whether you're cleaning someone's house or you're working in a department store. It doesn't matter where you are, just do that thing 120%. Always give 120% and expect a lot. But, with an attitude of gratitude, you extricate more value for yourself in the end. And that is always going to be the way things work. And I feel my journey from South Africa to here 21 years ago to London, I came initially to get the money, but then I'm finding out through beautiful people that it's more than just money. It's about doing something substantive that changes the way people think about their own destiny. And I'm trying in a small way with my own, but hopefully I'll succeed.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you for that. Lily, how about you? What do you feel that you've learned? If you could share that with us.
I think the most important thing for me was following excellence with gratitude. I think I have very similar motto for living, being excellent, being organized, doing the very best, doing whatever it takes in an ethical way. And that's very, very important. I think that the values of honesty, integrity, and doing your very best at every point are very, very important. And when you do that, it doesn't matter if you are flipping burgers in McDonald's, or whether you are the director of a company, it doesn't matter what you do, then success will follow you. Because if you follow excellence, you do your very best, what happens is that people will notice you're the best burger flipper, or the best concierge, or the best presenter, or whatever it is that you're doing, if you're doing it with a lot of fun. Now, people could ask, okay, what about if I don't enjoy my job? You could still do that. Do the very best possible job you can do at the current moment. Do it with a smile on your face. Do it with fun. And if you do that, what happens is that you can turn your life around. Because I used to be a nanny, I used to be an au pair. And the reason I managed to turn that around is because of this precise thing. Attitude, the attitude of excellence, doing whatever it takes, being ethical, being trustworthy.
Love that, love it. And moving on now to Harry.
I think that my first motto in life is to help people, right? I think that I'm a people person. I love people. Doesn't matter if there is a concierge or a waiter in the restaurant or an entrepreneur or an athlete, right? So I love people, and I always have this big desire, burning desire. How can I help you? How can I be a contribution to your life? And by talking to people, by helping out people, then I end up with amazing friends like Ian, like Peter. So the more you help out there, the more and I have a friend, John, that always said, Harry, you get paid better because you don't get paid in money, you get paid in better currency, which is love, which is friendship, which is compassion, which is have a joy to work together. Now we close to work together in a project with Ian and also working with Peter. So have the pleasure that work with people that you love, that have your same energy, that have your same smile, that actually want to do something amazing in the world. Is we are privileged that we have this organization, speakers and leaders, that attract, I can say proudly, the best of of this city come to our events. I think that if you don't have a big message to share in the world, if you don't want to leave a legacy, if you don't want to do something big with your life, you will never end up in a place called speakers and leaders. You will go somewhere else. So the nature of the name of our organization attracts a type of people that they doing something amazing with their life. And this is we are so proud to be the hub that create that space, that create the framework for everyone to come, especially this exhibition that Peter and we are organizing with him in the High Commission of South Africa. Is what a beautiful thing is that this is a pilot project that we're starting in the High Commission of South Africa. But what an amazing thing that we can do an art exhibition with the name is Roots, to enhance the culture and the roots of a nation, South Africa. I love it. I've been there in holiday. I've been in Africa, right? Because culture is the most important thing that a human being can have. It defines the identity. I remember the Spaniards when they went to Cuba, right? And they brought the slaves from Africa. They take away the freedom. They take away, they didn't pay them. They did a lot of beat them, right? But one thing that they realized that on Sunday, they have to let them play the drum. If they knew, the Spaniards, that if they don't allow them Sunday to play the drums, they won't be able to dominate them. And they very cleverly realized that the most important for these people, it was not even the freedom, it was not even the dignity, it was not even anything. The main driver of a human being is a culture. Taking away a culture from a country, from is taking away the identity. So with this pilot project, where we now we bring in only paintings, but in the future we're gonna bring paintings, music, and different type of artists, with the collaboration of the High Commissioners and embassies, not only in London but around the world. We want to create a movement with the name of Roots, where we incentivize and promote and culture of the different countries of this world. That is something that even a UK culture, right? And so that, why not? And that will give us the best luxury that this planet have, which is diversity.
I mean, all wonderful, and talking about food is making me hungry. Now, Peter, you have produced a work of art of Nelson Mandela in chocolate. So perhaps I might talk about that. And then Lily and Harry, what's the most unusual things that you've ever done? But let's start with Peter.
Okay, I've done several unusual things with art, but I guess the palatable one for this audience, excuse the pun, is a 37-kilo chocolate painting of Nelson Mandela that we auctioned at the Lord's Cricket Ground, where the English rugby teams were there, as well as the cricket teams. So it was quite interesting to do an auction. David Beckham gave a T-shirt with Mandela's name on it for the 90th birthday celebration, and that got auctioned, I think, for £1,500. The chocolate kept getting auctioned. I mean, nobody could eat the face of Nelson Mandela, even though I used white chocolate. I mean, I didn't realize that would be the conundrum. But some of the organizers said, you know, that we auctioned that thing 4 times. And eventually it got eaten by the staff in the last auction and for the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. So this whole Nelson Mandela thing had been going around in Switzerland since 1994 when I had a solo show in Zurich. Then I went to the US, worked with Carlos Santana's organization, and I painted Mandela on a wall there with some kids. There were some street kids and kids that were under duress. So we were doing lots of this whole unique framing of opportunities. And what Harry alluded to was, we want to encourage people to do something different. Those kids in San Francisco started their own arts organization, because I took my son back 2 years later on a holiday to Disneyland, and they saw me in the street and said, we want to come and show you what we've done. And they were 19, 21-year-olds, gangsters, girls getting pregnant. It was quite a diverse sort of cultural mix that we were working with. But that just shows and illustrates how the art transforms a life. But the chocolate painting, to get back to that, it was 37 kilos of chocolate melted in a chocolate factory. So I'm not a right Charlie, if that's what it sounds like, but I did work in a chocolate factory. And a friend of mine, he was doing all sorts of things with chocolate, and they were shown on the One Show and a few other places with Russell Brand. I did a portrait of the illustrious young Russell Brand, and things like that. So chocolate, it was kind of part of my raison d'etre. It's still one of my favorites, even though I'm slightly diabetic. I'm going to try and avoid too much of the chocolate, Ian. So
for me, I would say that I'm Harry and we look like we are not very adventurous, but we are. And hopefully Harry will tell you all about.
Don't claim to Helena. I like that.
You're starting to
say that.
So maybe Harry will tell you all about the adventure with the Queen, and also how you built the house in Peru for a blind person. But I will tell you about the most adventurous thing that I've done, which is that Harry and I, in fact, we did parachuting in South Africa, as it happens. And we also did something else called microplaning, which involves being on a flying bicycle that has some gas under the thing you're sitting on, right under your seat.
It's like a motorbike.
And it looked very dangerous. It looked like you were not going to survive, but we did.
It's a fly motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's what it is. with the fan at the end. Yeah. And the thing goes really high, right?
Yeah. So we did parachuting, and we did that as well. And I'll let you tell about maybe the story of how you met the Queen.
Okay, yeah, because of
a book. Yeah.
One unusual stories is like Lily and I, we were doing a conference in Mexico, right? And an invitation came to us to meet the Queen at the 70th anniversary of the Commonwealth, right? So then I checked my invitation, and I say, okay, everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna make it. It seems everything okay. But when I got very close to the day, I realized that my plane ticket, I think I need to be, the plane was landing in Gatwick at 1:30, and 1:30 sharp is when the last person need to go in was Mr. Abbey, because after 2:30, just the Queen and the royal family arrive and nobody else can get in. And it was not physically possible for me to land in Gatwick 1:30 and to be there in Westminster Abbey at 2:30, right? So I'm thinking I cannot miss this opportunity to meet the Queen. I have to do whatever it takes. So I had this brilliant idea that I went to the airport, okay, and I was the very first one waiting for the pilots to arrive, right? And when the pilots arrived, they start to fill the documentation to fly. And then I knocked the pilot. It was a really tall guy from Norway. Yes, it was in Norway airline, right? And the captain looked at me. I said, "What do you want?" I said, "Sir, I need to speak with you." "Okay, wait." So the captain finished to file everything. And then he looked at me, really smiling. I said, "How can I help you, sir?" And I said, "Sir, I have an unusual request for you." I said, "Really?" Yes. I said, "Look, I have this invitation from the Queen. I need to be at this time at 2:30 latest at Westminster Abbey. And for that to happen, the only way that I can make this happen, if you speed up the plane half an hour, and you arrive to Gatwick half an hour early. Can you please do that for me?" And the pilot was smiling. He told me, "Can I see the invitation?" So I showed him the official invitation, and he laughed and he told me, "Harry, don't worry, the plane will arrive half an hour early. Just say hello to the Queen for me."
This is a public plane, not a private jet.
It's a public plane, right? So full of people. So basically, when the plane arrived in Gatwick, the pilot said in the microphone, "Harry, come on, you can make it to go and see the Queen." Everybody in the plane was clapping, "Come on, you can do it." And I was running to Gatwick, and then I arrived. I left the suitcase in the airport because I don't have time to collect it. So the suitcase went there. My mother-in-law was waiting for me with a different set of clothes because we were all the way from Mexico. You cannot go to Westminster Abbey to the 70th anniversary from the Commonwealth dressed like I was. So I dressed in the train, in the Gatwick Express. Then I arrived, and I arrived in 10 minutes before 2:30. And then when I arrived, then they told me, "You cannot get in." I said, "Why?" And it was the security clearance for the royal family have my name, right, as I state my passport, but I have my artistic name, Harry Sardinas, and it didn't match the name. So I showed the person my book, and I said, "Look, I am the same person. You can see my name, you can see my face. This is my book." And the person saw the book and said, "Go ahead, this is you." And I sat 2 minutes, like 2:28. I was sitting in my seat because everybody there has their own seat where it says speakers and leaders. I was sitting in the side of education for the work that we do worldwide, empowering leadership and helping people to overcome the fear around the world. I was honored I earned one of the seats of that celebration, which I'm very proud, but it was just a journey to get there. And another unusual thing, I think it was when we were doing it in Peru, right? We were doing a lot of charity work, but this one was particularly moving because we found a blind guy that was selling candy at the market, and the house was really in poor condition, and the family like that. So we decided to raise some funds and make a brand new house for that person. And there I was in the middle of Peru. It was pandemic, dressing all in white because by regulation we cannot go there if we are not dressed fully. And we have a lot of fun, and we built one of these houses that come with wood. Prefabricated, and then this is it. I think that after 8-9 hours of work, a team of 7 people, we managed to lead the person there and
build
then
a house
build
for
a house
a blind person.
For a blind person and the family.
Wow, amazing. I love your stories. They're really entertaining.
I have thousands of this one. If I
can tell.
Oh my God.
Another date. What do you like about Great Britain, or what do you love, or is there if you can share that with us?
Should we start with Peter?
Peter,
Again.
what do you like about Great Britain?
I love the fact that we can have such diversity and such opportunity. It's like, in a sense, it's like the new America when the founding fathers came and took the land from the natives and that sort of thing. But I think it provides an opportunity for us to be whoever we want to be. If, as Harry's illustrated and Lily's illustrated, you can be anything from the nanny or the guy that's just arrived in the UK struggling to get a McDonald's job to become a millionaire, and do what you want to do as long as you have the vision to help others. And I work with street kids around the world, and that's my raison d'etre, my reason for being here. But I also work, I've had the opportunities to be in the royal box at Wimbledon for a men's final, and I've shown lots of pictures to Ian and other people in the past of those opportunities. But it's the dichotomy between working with a street kid on one side or ex-offenders, and then doing things on the other end of that spectrum where you in the right opportunity, in the right circles to make a difference. And I think the purpose of our play is to make a difference, as you probably gleaned from this conversation. And that's why I think there's such a natural warmth and synergy. And it's not just a made up thing because we want to work together. I genuinely love them, and I get the feeling they might like me a bit. So there's those opportunities, and that is the real part of us making an exchange and developing something meaningful.
For me, what I love is, besides the diversity, if you were to come here and have absolutely nothing, you can totally transform your future. And I think that Great Britain has the most intelligent, the most hardworking, the most determined people in the world, because for the most part, they've come from all over the world. And to get there, to use the currency they had in their own country, it was maybe 100 times harder than maybe coming from Great Britain and going somewhere else, right? Which kind of shows that the people that we have here are super hardworking, super determined. So whoever can make it here can make it really big and can make it really quick, really big, if they are very, very hardworking and they start to look at the positive side, right? And I also think that it's a great place for you to find yourself. And for me, I found my mission here, which is to help 100 million people to be happier, to go after what they want, to share their stories, and to create wealth. And I know that I can create books that transform the world. And Great Britain has a mix of amazing stories and amazing people that have journeys that have to be told in books that transform the world. And that's why I love being here.
For me, my favorite thing about UK is that anyone can make it. Like, it doesn't matter if you come like me from Cuba, if you don't even speak English well, if you are determined, if you have a purpose, if you really want to work, if you really want to contribute to the society, and you have something amazing to offer, I think this country, better than any other country in the world, give you that possibility, give you that funnel, that channel. I think that speakers and leaders won't be, it will be nothing if it didn't start here in Great Britain, because it's this country who give us the people, who give us that diversity, who give us the, actually when we deliver the workshops and our trainings here in UK, is completely different when we go to Singapore, for example, right? Here in UK, we put music, people start to have fun, people start to dance, because there are different people from different countries, right? So some of them come from Africa, some of them from Caribbean, some of them from here, from UK. But it's this mix of diversity that make everyone to have fun, to have the music. When we go into Singapore, for example, is completely different, right? So you have an audience of 100 Asian or 250 Asians, right? And sometimes when I started to go there at the beginning, I was, hello, my name is Harry, let's play this music, let's dance. And these people looking at me like, where this guy is coming from? It's too loud, right? So I learned that no, the places are like UK, right? So some places you need to go more quiet. and beat that audience more slowly than the other one. That's when you realize, I think you realize the opportunity and the potential that we have here in UK, especially when you travel and you see other countries and you see other cultures, that what we have here is unique in terms of possibility. The other day I was reading an article that UK is one of the countries with the unicorns company, with the high, one of the, after United States, the second one with the highest rate of unicorn companies in the fintech. So we have talent. You might see them riding a bicycle next to you, full of tattoos, but these people are really, really talented, and they're creating the new future, right? As well as the animation movies, the film production, the personal development, the industry that we are, which is a lot of diversity. So it's amazing to be here. And I always say that here in UK, we always have to be the best, right? If you are excellent, then you have a space here.
Excellent. Now, Peter, I don't know whether you know, but you're sat next to two film superstars.
I saw the film clip.
I'm just wondering, first of all, Peter, what was your most famous time? And then perhaps Lily and Harry can talk about their film career.
I almost thought Harry was joking when he showed me that, but I met some really interesting people through Harry and Lily, even in the film space already. Having been in that space for a while and exec produced, we've got a slate of 12 films. My partner Sina Boya and myself had worked on. We showed at the Cannes Film Festival and BAFTA and so on. We won several international awards for a short film we did, and also, we were nominated in 12 or 14 film festivals internationally as well. So that's where I came from. And then I saw Harry and Lily showing me some of the stuff that they were doing. And that space seemed to be quite intriguing, because with the small debut that they had, that Harry was alluding to, it's now becoming quite an expansive notion, because some of the friends that they've introduced are starting a film studio. And I think Harry and Lily will go into more depth about that. And I'm just part of the conduit and conversation to find funding for projects like that, more the exec and creative producer function. And I said to them, I would like to assist in, if I can, in some way. Obviously, we can't promise anything, but we'd like to bring the right people into the conversation. And it's for those individuals to deliver, what Harry and Lily would like to assist them in delivering. Obviously, we work on a proportional basis to how much effort we put in. But Harry and Lily have my back and I have theirs. And that's why we have this conduit for creating change for people in a creative space. I'll let Harry and Lily talk a bit more effusively about it.
So Harry and I were featured in a movie called Fear the Invisible Man, and I was a street walker, and then Harry was initially supposed to be a butcher, and then he turned out to be an apple seller at the end. And we were then offered another 3 more roles in movies, and this movie is going to be, the first one is going to be featured in the BAFTAs in February, so we're very excited about that. And one thing that's exciting that's happened is that we're also helping to raise funds for many of these projects that are for the film studio and then for the different movies. And through that, we are also dipping our toes into acting. It's not something I've ever wanted to do, but I think I'm very good and honest. So I think I will have a long, long, long career.
Well,
acting.
I have to tell you that Lily looks amazing in her outfit, late Victorian outfit, right? So we arrived we never been in a movie before, right? So we arrived there, and this place, it was a pub, right? It was a big pub full of cameras, lighting everywhere. And when I arrived, I saw that my clothes was okay. So the late Victorian, when they saw me, they said, "This guy doesn't have any clue what he's dressing." So I have to change my clothes, and they give me so torn trousers. The boots, they have holes. They put me, I don't know, like it was a mix of a beggar and an apple seller, right? And then there was we were there on the stage, and I said like in the period I supposed to sell apples, right? So and I had to sell these apples, and was amazing. Yeah.
So, but you haven't quite finished the story, have you, Harry?
Yeah. Well, the story.
Let's finish off the story. How many times did they have to cut?
Yeah. I mean, was really funny because I'm going there and I'm thinking, okay, you have to sell apples, and then you see and it seemed maybe 30 people, right? So you have a horse and a black horse, and it was coming from this side, and then 10 people walking from this side, another 10 from this side, and the director said, action, and then everybody in the horse, click, everybody walking around, and then I start to take the apples and say, do you want an apple? Do you want an apple? Do you want an apple? So I think I saw in the, it looks like I was in the Whitechapel market when you come in here, right? And then the guy said, cut, and this woman come and look at me and said, listen, can you be quiet with the apples? I said, what do you mean? He says, late Victorian, you don't push like that. You just show nicely apples to people, yeah? And so I said, okay, fine. You don't need to be aggressive with the apple. And then, well, I tried my second version. So again, the host clack, action there. And then I slowing down the apples. I said, okay, do you want one? Do you want another one? When I took my third apple, I hear again, cut! I said, what? Then the guy come to me. I said, look at me. Don't touch it, the apples. Just arrange them, yeah? Arrange them and that will be fine, yeah? Please don't offer your apples to anybody. Just wait until they arrive and give one apple. And that's what it was. I think that the first time when they said action, yes, the whole was there. I arranged my apples and they said, cut! When I look, I was so happy after this cut because it was not me. You know who was? It was Lily. She was laughing for me. So this is how we initiate our film career. Yeah, I think that after the fourth one was not us anymore. So we learned I really learned how to arrange apples. I need to do it like 20 times. 20 times. So you give me a box of apple, I can make them amazing. Yeah.
Stories. Thank you. You've been so entertaining. It's coming to the end of our time, sadly. We have so many questions to ask you, but another time we can pull things together. And I was just about to say, how can people reach out to you? Because obviously Business Support Radio people will be listening in. So if you want to just sort of give how people can contact you, that would be great.
Lily, you want to cover that?
So you can contact me at hello@lily.global, which is written LILY.global, or you can check my website at www.lily.global.
Yeah. For me, you can contact me at hello@speakersandleaders.com, and from my website, www.speakersandleaders.com. For some of you that want to get the message out and want to train how to be more effectively in public speaking, how to be more charismatic, and how through that message you can attract more business to you, not only on the stage, but also from the camera as well.
Thank you. And mine is just peterjonas.co.uk, and we will be updating the charitable arm of what we're aiming to do through the art exhibition. The art is investment art, and I deal with lots of other high-end artists as well. So I think there's going to be an opportunity. If you contact me on the website, it's peterjonas.co.uk, and my personal website and details are on there for those who are interested in getting to know a bit more. And I'd like to thank Dr. Jacalyn for this lovely invitation, and Ian and Helen for the opportunity to do just the right thing, all of us. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
Thanks to
Thank
Harry
you so
and
much.
Lily.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jacalyn and Ian Pelham Turner and Helena Chard. Thank you so much.
Ian, I have to say that you look amazing, yeah, as usual. So thank you so much, guys, for having us in your show. And remember, if you in the audience, if you're an art collector or you are from the press, please check the link in this broadcast, and book at speakersandleaders.com/luxury art event. Just drop your name, email, and phone number there, and we will contact you. We'll give you access to the South African High Commissioner this Friday to see the most amazing art exhibition in this in this year, because we have a lot of fun, and we're going to start a movement to promote culture all over the world.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye. Well, how are you doing?
It's been a great show. What a great guests, Lily, Harry, and Peter. Really entertaining, which was good fun. So thank you as always. It's been a great show, and we look forward to next week.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. And apologies, I had to drop out. I had some sound issues, so I thought it was best to just produce the show as opposed to trying to figure out what everyone's saying in triplicate.
Thank you for that, Jacalyn, because I think the art exhibition that they're promoting mainly today is very important. It's going to help a lot of underprivileged people around the world, and it's an event that they really want to take around the world. They want to come to America as well to actually promote this. So it's very much a charity thing. And they are great fun. There's no two ways about it.
I think it's a huge amount of love. I think that was the thing, like the undertone and the overcut. Really, there was a beautiful amount of love. So really enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both so much. And thank you to our lovely guests. And we look forward to seeing you next week. We plan to stream every week, not taking a break for the holidays, just letting everyone know we will be here with wonderful content for all.
Excellent. Have a great week, Dr. Jacalyn. We'll see you again
next
soon.
week.
Thanks. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye now. Bye.